Let me ask you this question. How do you read Scripture? Do you read it with the influences of your pastor, maybe past teachers, maybe books you've read, maybe things you found online, that when then you go and sit down and read Scripture, you come at it with those influences? What if you, to begin with, dismissed those things? Set them aside, put them on the shelf, and simply read a verse, which takes what, about 5 seconds? Read it out loud, maybe takes 10 seconds. And then with a notepad, piece of paper, scratch paper, simply wrote down what the verse says. And I'm not talking about bringing in all kinds of outside, other passages at that point. My grade school English teacher would probably be amazed at what I'm about to say, but for as much as I disliked and couldn't figure out how to diagram sentences, that's exactly how you read Scripture. The simple passage. And I'm not talking about separating it into subject, object, and so forth and so on, but simply taking the phrases of that verse and looking at them. And I want to base this next series of devotions in that direction on John 18:36, which reads, Jesus answered, "My kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, my servants would fight, so that I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now my kingdom is not from here." So if we take that passage and simply look at it, break it down into the phrases and ask ourselves, what is it that Jesus is teaching? We find what? First, we take the phrase, my kingdom. We know that Jesus is speaking, so it's Jesus' kingdom. He possesses it. It's his. It belongs to him and nobody else. He is a king because he has a kingdom. He rules. So from those two words, from that two-word phrase, we learn simply by reading them, Jesus is a king and he has a kingdom. Stands to reason, doesn't it? Then when you take the next phrase, is not of this world, we learn that both Jesus as king and his kingdom are different from the kings and kingdoms, rulers and nations, presidents and governments and so forth and so on of this world. He's different. It's not like his. They are not like his. Then, if my kingdom were of this world, my servants would fight, so that I should not be delivered to the Jews. So now he's, first of all, giving us an example of how his kingdom is different, and how those whom he rules are different, right? My servants, they belong to me, do not fight. If my kingdom were of this world, my servants would fight. And since he has already stated, my kingdom is not of this world, it stands to reason, doesn't it, that his servants do not climb into tanks, climb into planes, climb into boats, and sail off and conquer the world. They don't do that. My kingdom is not of this world. It's not like it, and my servants are not like the servants and the subjects and the people of other nations who look to expand their borders. My kingdom is not that way, says Jesus. And his servants don't come to rescue him. Right? They don't come to rescue him. So that I should not be delivered to the Jews. They're not coming to storm the castle, sorry. But now my kingdom is not from here. And this, further underscores what Jesus said at the beginning. My kingdom is not of this world. Here's the example. And so it is not from here. It is not from the earth. It is not of the earth. Yes, it is in this world, but not of it, not like it. It's separate and distinct. So how hard is it to read Scripture? Plain, simple. Anybody can do it. Right? Anybody can do it.